Okay. It's early. It's fucking really early. So let's get a good start to the day with hamstrings, followed by quads. Ooh. 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 Okay. That's too heavy. Let's go back to 80. Yeah, 100 on this machine. At least right now, that's too much. Ooh. 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 Ha. Okay. Let's hit a seated curl. This will be good. Heavy-ish, but I'm going to hold it at the bottom for as many as I can before I start doing partials. All right. Oh, okay. One more, a little freaking lighter. Goodness. No way. Ha. Die. Ha. Ha. Okay. All right, holy crap. With the self-assisted reps at the end of these, I think just one more, then it's time to jump on the leg extension to my left. This is a half warm-up set, half working set. Only 70 pounds, single leg. All right. Now, when I do 115, my knees are gonna feel pretty good. Okay. One more, and then let's change it up a little. Ooh. Okay. Time for the hip press in the corner. Only 7 plates today. 8 might be a little much. Ooh. 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 Ha. Yeah. Yeah. Ha. Boo. Okay. Whew. Okay. So that's not total insane crazy failure. But 10, a few sets of 10 will add up quite well. Also, if I really do fail a rep, I'm kind of screwed. I'm gonna have to take all the plates off. So let's repeat. Let's see how many of these I can do for 10. Okay. Oh, okay. Fuck. Let's just do that too. Holy crap. Whew. Oi. Oi. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see how we're looking. I'm definitely feeling flat this morning. But it's not like the issue was no food. I had 130 grams of carbs worth of a big oatmeal bowl like 2 hours before this. I mean, that's the fucking drawback of getting lean. And for me, that's a deal I'm willing to make. So let's find a mirror. All right, so we're in focus right here. I'll just make sure not to move my feet. And let's see how legs are looking. So definitely not my most like insane volume of a quad pump. I didn't weigh myself this morning, but I must have been light. I'm talking like 234 light. So I was 238 just a few days ago. So that doesn't mean I'm 4 pounds leaner. What I'm really saying is I just lost maybe 4 pounds of like carbs and water. Like that fluctuation is pretty substantial. You know, you can go up and down pretty hard. And if you lock in, so let's say you have like a real, 3 or 4 days of sticking to your diet, legit, you'll notice a bit of a weight change, or at least maybe a bit of a weight drop. Let me turn that down just a teensy bit. There we go. Yeah, let's see how we're looking. So even just standing, I'm feeling pretty brolic on the lower end, like a good amount of outer quad sweep, especially this right one here. Like that's a lot of outer quad over here. And I really feel that doing that hip press. Like I'm not just feeling like a bunch of lower quad like I would on a hack. Like when I'm in the hole of that hip press, I feel a lot of outer, I guess you can see it, a lot of outer quad, this sort of junction, or this sort of chunk section. So let's see a little side hamstring squish shot. Yeah, this is this line that gets more and more interesting as you get leaner, because the separation of quad to hamstring just gets way more abrupt, because that section of body fat between your skin and your muscle, in every little tiny crevice, once that gets cleared up, or not cleared up, but thinned out rather, well then you just start to see shit that you'd never seen before. But this is probably the earliest lift I've finished for quite a while. When I was dieting, when I was doing my show prep, especially for the amateur shows 2 years ago, obviously I didn't have this gym. So what I would do was I kind of had a little bit of an in to this one training facility's like small storage gym. And my sleep was so weird, because I would like sleep during the day because I'm doing 2 hours of cardio, and then I'd wake up like crazy early. So I'd be like, all right, shit, it's 3 o'clock. I'm up. I'm awake. I'm not going back to sleep. Let's go get it. And then roll up to that little private gym, sneak in, or not sneak in, but I was let in, hit the lift, come back. The sun hadn't even rose by the time I got back from the lift. So that's just kind of nuts. So that's what it's like today. The sun rises over there and comes in through the garage, and it's not even shining yet. So that's a cool feeling for me, right? The big cool fun part of the day is already over, which usually, at least a while ago, I used to like at night, because then it's like, okay, the day is building up to the lift. But lately, I don't know, man, the morning lift has been a groove. Plus, when I'm dieted, I don't need to eat, or not only I don't get to eat 500 grams of carbs a day. I'm not eating 800 grams of carbs and like having a huge meal and like taking a midday nap after a huge meal before I come train. I'm eating in the 200s grams of carbs per day. So I'm never full. Even after those 200, I'm not really full. So coming in for a morning lift after just like a small meal, even no meal, with pre and a crap ton of water. Like before I go to bed, I always get at least a liter, maybe a 2-liter bottle of something, just any kind of sugar-free, just whatever, so that as soon as I wake up, slam, if not the whole thing, half of it, just to like jumpstart my fluid intake. Because I can come into the gym, no food, but if I drank a good crap ton amount of fluids and I'm hydrated and I take my pre, I still feel like I'm getting it good, but I'm dieting. If I were growing, right, come August, once I want to start trying to grow a little bit, I'm going to change the schedule. Maybe end up lifting a little bit later. But really with the time of your lift, I'd say that's just going to be personal preference. There's guys where they're going to say it's like, am I killing? I don't even know why this is such a reference phrase. The idea that I'm going to kill my gains if I work out in the morning versus at night. Or I'm going to kill my gains if I don't eat anything within 15 minutes of the workout ending. Nobody really thinks that as much now. But there's a lot of like, kill my gains fear mongering. Should I do cardio? It's going to kill my gains, man. I shouldn't do that. You know what's going to kill your gains? Not training. You know what's going to kill your gains? Not eating your protein and having a reasonable meal schedule, right? Completely locking out will kill your gains. It's very difficult to, I don't want to just keep saying that phrase, but really screw up if your effort is solid, right? Anything else beyond that is just nitpicky kind of details, which are often just like made into short form social media posts to get clicks and to like rage bait you into commenting, Like if in the day, sometime between waking to sleeping, right? You've got this entire window. If throughout that period of time, there is a workout, there is some cardio, maybe not cardio on like a crazy leg day. I think I'm still going to do mine tonight at my home bike, but I got to let my quads chill a little bit. Like I'm not going to do bike cardio right after this. I think that would just be too much on the legs, like in a non-productive way. But if on a normal day, you have a lift somewhere, you have some cardio somewhere, all your protein is in there, all your carbs, all your fats, according to your diet. If you're bulking, well then a bit more. If you're dieting, a bit less and a bit more strict. If you can check those 3 boxes off, you hit your diet goal, you trained, you did your cardio, I couldn't give a crap how it gets done. The fact that it gets done is the important part, So it's not exactly what you do. How can I phrase this right? It's not exactly how you do it. It's more like what you do. I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. But don't just fuss over the details, right? You ever look at a fucking masterpiece painting or something where they don't even have to be a total kind of pro or anything. Just any painting. You see the whole thing. This is a city. This is like photorealistic. This thing is awesome. You get close to it. It's a lot of the brush marks are just they're not super crazy, hyper accurate. Like it's not like every little tiny. And I see the logic. I can understand the approach, especially for beginner guys, because you want to clarify to yourself that you're doing it right. You want to be able to be validated and know I'm doing it right. But I've said this a couple times. I'm going to keep saying it a little bit more. And if you're an experienced kind of dude, like you've been lifting for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, who obviously 20 would be kind of crazy. But I would imagine you would agree with me when I say this. And if you don't, then I want to hear the counter argument, of course. This is not like me saying exactly how anything is. Like I want especially in the comments, like I want there to be a legit open kind of dialogue. Because if I'm wrong about something, I want to hear it. But for anybody who's pretty damn experienced, apart from the basics of the importance of cardio, the importance of training intensity, the importance of calories, this is something where details actually matter, and being really specific will really result in better results and better outcomes, right? So that's, I guess, the opposite take of what I'm saying. But when you look at everything, complete tandem, lifting in general, diet, sleep, whatever, there is no one make or break detail. There is no one thing where just adding that or changing that will align the stars and you are just going to become a freak in 4 months, right? There's nothing like that. But the idea that there could be is so fun and is so alluring. Why do you think there's all those fucking videos that's like the one trick fitness doesn't want you to know about? It's like, yeah, what is it? Putting the fork down? What is it? Tracking your carbs? Not going to In-N-Out? Is that the one trick? You know, if you're trying to diet down, it's like, there's nothing like that. But in a way, that understanding, I think, is the trick, right? Once that clicks in your head, that's the secret. The fact that you can know that there is no secret, right? If you kind of feel me. And I think once that clicks, you should start to be able to get a grasp on long-term, gradual progression, right? For whatever your extent of progress that you're aiming for may be. Whether that's just standard, you know, I don't want to say casual lifting, but just standard lifter. I want to be bigger. I want to be stronger. I want to be a lean 190. Or the crazy dude who's saying, I want to be a competitive bodybuilder. From here to here to even just like, I want to lose 15 pounds this year. Guy doesn't care about strength. Maybe, you know, this girl just wants to get in a little bit better shape. It doesn't matter about her squat. She doesn't care. She just wants to get a little bit more fit. Across the board, one thing in particular will actually change their ability to make that shit happen. And that's just doing it. That's doing it. A day happens, and somewhere in that day, something gym related also happens. When that becomes a guarantee, things will fall into place. But no car talk. When I brought the Mustang into the dealership, I forgot to grab both suction cups off the windshield. And today I was doing like the big crazy fancy lens. So this is just kind of a longer sort of quad session, little one-on-one in the gymster. But yeah, awesome quad day. And shit, awesome start to my real day. So now I got some time on my hands. Get home, maybe clean some crap up that I've been putting off. Try not to grub too hard. I just watched Ninja Scrolls for the first time. This is this old 90s movie, kind of Cowboy Bebop-ish. Looked very similar to Vampire Hunter D, which is another movie you should watch. That one is really good. It's like older animated, I think like Japanese and then overdubbed in English. But it's not, it's a really good movie. It's kind of fun. It's just cool. So that's my recommendation. I also just finished Shutter Island. That was pretty good. If I'm going to spend time just sitting on my phone watching something, I'm trying to at least make it like a movie or like a good show. You know, I was watching Suits for a while, but it's like, same thing with Mad Men. How many times can they play the game? And how many times can Harvey Specter come in and just completely like hit the game-winning free throw every time? You can only see it so many times, and it's like, okay, I get the gist, right? How many? If you watch all these videos, you'd remember this, but you probably haven't. This is way back. I don't know how many months, but I'm watching Mad Men, and it's like, how many times can you watch this guy smoke cigarettes, get drunk, cheat on his wife, and then come up with an awesome new advertisement idea before you get the gist? So freaking repetitive. But that's all I got. So I'm going to pack it up. I got a couple videos to edit, so I'm going to jump upstairs onto the computer, get these things spliced, maybe play a game of Counter-Strike while they load, because sometimes they take like 30 minutes to render. But I'll see you tomorrow. And I think a rest day might be in order, because today, like, my quads aren't demolished from my last quad day, because it's been about 7 days. I've been doing quads and hamstrings once a week the last couple loops of my split. But I think a rest day might be in order, especially dieting. When I'm bulking up, I'm much less prone to need a rest day. You got more food. If you're sleeping really good, like a legitimate 8 hours minimum, you're well hydrated, and you're eating in a calorie surplus, you've got to train like a beast to really say, dude, I need a rest day, like to build up that level of fatigue. But in a calorie deficit, it's a little bit easier, you know. So this will be my finishing point, and then we can get out of here. But the phrase should really be under eating, not overtraining. If I'm grubbing like crazy, I mean, I can do an insane chest day, leg day, back day, arm day, all in a loop and just keep on kind of rolling. Even back when I was just a beginner natural dude, 160 all the way up to 200. I mean, rest days, from my entire almost 8 years of lifting from then to now, once I got into the groove of it, for me, rest days have just been very sporadic. So from my perspective, I don't think they're so necessary. But I'm basing that off of my own personal experience. So if you really know every push-pull legs routine that you need a rest day at the end of it, and you really do need it, well, then don't listen to me saying that I'm in here all the time. Take your rest day and, you know, let yourself recover. So that's one thing that it's half like an opinion, but also half like just how is this working for you? Because if you actually have a necessity or you have something along your training which maybe branches off from somebody else you look up to or anything conventional, right? Which I'm kind of a conventional hater, because if you do the exact same thing everybody else does, you're going to get the exact same results that everybody else gets. And I don't want to be the same as everybody else. The whole point of really bringing it, well, actually, I guess that's not totally true. That's kind of a roundabout way sort of thing. Because for me, I want to get it just because it's fun for me to get it. Like just being in the game and bringing it, walking around big, just knowing I'm strong, like that's just fun for me. That gets me going. It doesn't matter how many guys are fucking 400 pounds bulked, compared to me. Like it's not like I'm walking around thinking I'm in competition with anybody else like that. But just from the things that I want to do and how consistent I want to be and the progress I want to make, you know, some people hear that and they're like, dude, that is too much. That is just not, that's not what I want. And in what world should that change how I feel about the things that I want to do? You know, so just in a way, go at your own pace, but make your own pace as badass as you can handle. Let's put it like that. So I'm going to pack it up. Oh, man. And I'll see you tomorrow for either a rest day or maybe some chest. We'll freaking see.